Aubrey awakens on Sunday, the 14th of spring, and first things first, she heads straight over to the TV and watches The Queen of Sauce. Good thing she did, because now she completely and fully comprehends how to make coleslaw, which is something that she had not yet learned, which is utterly fantastic. She is still tired even after sleeping because yesterday was the egg hunt. It was the egg festival, and so now she is just completely exhausted. She's sore from hunting for all those eggs, and so she sort of stumbles over with creaky bones, creaky muscles, sore arms, and reaches into the mailbox and sees that there's a letter. It's from Robin. Dear Farmer Aubrey, I'd like to apologize for joking about your grandpa's old cottage when we first met. It's really a nice little house. However, you might need some more space someday. That's where I can help. If you bring me some raw materials and pay a fee, I can expand your house. The first expansion I offer includes a kitchen. Aubrey's very excited about this. She really wants a kitchen. With the kitchen, you'll be able to cook any recipes you've learned. Anyway, I hope you're starting to feel at home in Stardew Valley. Your local carpenter, Robin. Holy shit. That's amazing. Aubrey is really excited about that, and actually she's going to probably try to do that as her next big project. Assuming that it doesn't cost a huge amount of money, because she's looking into her little coin purse and realizing that she only has 47 golds right now, which is really a pittance in this economy. She's not really sure how this economy works, but she's pretty sure that 47 gold is basically absolutely nothing and is not enough even to get you a glass of water, really. So she does the next best thing and goes into her farm and waters all of her plants, because when the plants sprout, she can sell the fruits and the fruits of her labor for a profit. She catches a glimpse of Joan of Arc hiding behind the fence, and she pets him, and he very happily, pets her, and she very happily meows with affection. Excellent. Aw, look at her. She's lying on the ground, sleeping face down. What a cute cat. Okay, so, yesterday, Aubrey begins, before I was rudely interrupted by a psychic ping from Emily, most likely, I was on my way to talk to the wizard. So, how am I going to do that? Enter the wizard's tower. Okay, so Aubrey decides that that is what she's going to do today. Excellent. She struggles once again to remember how to get out of her property. Remembers that there is a bridge that she must cross. Though she's also pretty sure that she just made it more difficult for herself than it actually is, as she has now trapped herself. That is unfortunate. At some point, she begins, I'll have to put a series of roads with some signs on my property because it's an absolute maze down here. Here's the bridge I need to take. She takes the bridge, she heads down to the southern tip of her property, and she leaves her property. A cutscene. Vincent and Jazz are sitting by the old sewer pipe. Ew, it smells, Jazz says, with her characteristic expression where she looks like there are tears welling up in her eyes for no reason. Vincent bangs on the bars a little bit and stares deep into the well, or into the sewer pipe. Why is it locked? I want to explore the sewers, Vincent says. They both stare into the sewer pipe. Jazz, looking a bit more confident, says, I think Gunther has the key. Vincent looks at Jazz. Professor Gunther? The man who runs the museum? Why do you think he has it? Vincent asks. A pretty good question, to be fair, Vincent. I saw a big rusty old key fall out of his pocket one time, says Jazz. She holds up her finger, coming up with a plan. A creepy sewer door like this has just got to be a match for a big rusty old key, she says. These kids are smarter than people give them credit for. Though something very spooky and mysterious has started to make some noise inside the sewer pipe and scared both Jazz and Vincent away. There's something moving around in there, says Jazz, as she runs away. Aubrey heads down toward the sewer pipe and takes a look of her own, peering down into the sewer pipe for a few moments, and then Aubrey too is filled with terror. What could be lurking in that sewer pipe? No one knows. Probably not even Aubrey, despite the fact that she saw it with her own 2 eyes. She probably doesn't understand what she saw, nor would she recognize it if she saw it again, because she was just so terrified she entered a state of shock where she is actually now unable to recall those memories. Probably a pretty good idea, because Aubrey can see how such a response would protect her psychologically from damage. So she's quite happy, actually, that that is what happened. And now she's unable, wholly unable, to find the entrance to the wizard's tower. So she turns around and heads back up in the direction where she thinks she will find the tower. And lo and behold, she finds the wizard's tower, and she goes inside. She enters the wizard's tower. "Ah, come in," says the wizard. Rasmodius. "I am Rasmodius, seeker of the arcane truths, mediary between physical and ethereal, master of the 7 elementals, keeper of the sacred You get the point," he says. He comes a bit closer. "And you, Aubrey, the one whose arrival I have long foreseen." He takes a breath. "Here, I'd like to show you something," he says. He turns to his summoning circle, strangely similar to the summoning circle that she could have sworn Vincent and Jazz were creating at the Egg Festival. "Behold," he says. And he summons forth one of the apple spirits from the community center. It looks very upset. It's trapped. Oh no, the sounds of despair coming from it are quite alarming and disturbing. "You've seen one before, haven't you?" says the wizard. "They call themselves the Junimos. Mysterious spirits, these ones. For some reason, they refuse to speak with me," he continues, weirdly not recognizing that the act of trapping these spirits and causing them great pain and distress could probably prompt them to not speak with him. They probably view him as some sort of evil monster, and that's why they're not talking to him. And with a single thought, he pushes his finger to his temple, and the spirit just teleports away in a flash. "I'm not sure why they've moved into the community center, but you have no reason to fear them," he continues. Aubrey moves a bit closer, describes the tablet she saw. "You found a golden scroll, written in an unknown language," he goes on. "Most interesting. Stay here. I'm going to see for myself. I'll return shortly," he says. And he spins around. He does a full 360 spin and pushes his finger to his temple and just vanishes. For some reason, he re-enters through his front door. And Aubrey looks at this man who just came through the front door and wonders, wait a second. I've been bamboozled. You're not a real wizard. You're just the wizard's twin brother or something. Why have you just came in through the front door? Where's the other guy? Why are there 2 of you? "I found the note," says the imposter. "The language is obscure, but I was able to decipher it," he goes on. "We, the Junimo, are happy to aid you. In return, we ask for gifts of the valley. If you are one with the forest, then you will see the true nature of this scroll." He stares into his cauldron, which spews green smoke. One with the forest. What do they mean? He asks, to himself, not expecting a reply from Aubrey. He leans over the cauldron and takes a deep breath of the purple or the green smoke. He sniffs it. He closes his eyes. Aha! He exclaims. Come here, he orders. Aubrey, feeling a little bit curious, decides to do what the wizard says, not out of respect or a sense of command, just because she's curious and wants to know what the fuck is going on. My cauldron is bubbling with ingredients from the forest, he says. Baby fern, moss grub, caramel top toadstool. Can you smell it? He says. Aubrey leans over the cauldron. Here, drink up. Let the essence of the forest permeate your body, he says with a gleeful smile on his face. He obviously takes great joy in being a complete weirdo and just eating random stuff that he found on the ground. Aubrey's face starts to turn green. She's like hurling a little bit. She's feeling really bad. She's starting to see things. This is a really unpleasant experience. She's pretty sure that she's been poisoned, and that this imposter of the wizard is actually like an evil twin, and that this evil twin is now trying to kill her. She's now seeing images of trees floating before her, and is pretty much convinced that she's about to die. These are the death rattles, basically. She's pretty sure. Her vision fades to black. You've gained the power of forest magic. Now you can decipher the true meaning of the Junimo scrolls. Well, after all that, it was real? She wonders. It was really real? What? I am now infused with magic, or something like that? I sometimes observe the local villagers in secret, says the wizard. Holy crap. Are you serious? You're just now saying this. Have you been watching me, Asmodeus? I am hoping to find an apprentice. Someday I will leave this mortal plane, but my arcane pursuits must continue. Is that what you call dying, Asmodeus? Leaving this mortal plane? Do you expect that you'll go somewhere else? Maybe. Maybe he does. Aubrey snoops around his house. Finds an extensive library. Oh my god. What are you doing? I only allow those I trust to enter there. Apparently this is like a trapdoor, Aubrey thinks. A trapdoor down into an area that is off limits to anyone other than those he trusts. Alright, Rasmodius, Aubrey thinks. I'll play your game. I'll win your trust, and then I'll go down there and see what's down there. I'll see if it's actually as significant as you're making it out to be. She goes on, in her own mind. She's pretty sure that Rasmodius can read her thoughts, but without having any actual proof of that, she feels free to just think whatever she wants. Sort of in an effort to tease out that information. Aubrey sort of hopes that if she thinks something that is scandalous or insulting enough, that Rasmodius will actually reveal the fact that he was able to somehow hear her thoughts, and that this will give her some information about Rasmodius. Perfect. Aubrey wanders aimlessly in the direction of Leah's house, and is not really sure what else to do, though a good place to start would be to go investigate the community center, because claims have been made. Aubrey is sure that claims have been made that she can now decipher the scrolls, though she sees Abigail and finds that talking to Abigail is actually probably a much more interesting thing to do. Oh man, I've been pushing off my homework all weekend. Looks like I'll be pulling another all-nighter, she says. Poor Abigail. Oh, you're a student. That's useful information. Maybe I should give you some cool pens. Maybe like some gel pens. Maybe you would like a really nice pencil. I think that Clint had a really nice drafting pencil, a .2 tip. Pretty sure. Maybe I could go into Clint's house and steal it from him and then bring it to you. Would you like that, Abigail? Abigail is nowhere to be seen. She has long since passed earshot. Aubrey just exits that train of thought and then goes into the community center in order to try to discover whether she actually can read this scroll. Holy crap! She sees it again. She sees the spirit of a Junimo disappearing into the distance. It seems to have chameleon-like abilities. And lo and behold, inside of the scroll, there is just a whole load of weird shit. What is all this? Aubrey isn't sure what that is, but she feels a strong compulsion to bring one of each item listed in those scrolls and give it to the Junimo. She's not sure why, but she's pretty sure that that will help her in some way. And she comes out to find Caroline, once again leaning back against the tree and sitting on the ground, staring up into the sky. Hello? Today I'm just going to relax and think positively, she says. You seem to do that a lot, Caroline. You seem like a very serene kind of person. People could learn from you. Let's see. Who's really uptight and anxious all the time? Penny? Maybe Penny could learn from you? I'm taking a break from house chores today, says Jody, laughing to herself, as though that's what she does all the time, and the excuse is just so obvious that anybody who knows her at all would know that it was a joke. Aubrey finds Penny and Maru sitting together on a park bench. Maru says, "Hi, do you have fun working on the farm?" "Yes," Aubrey says. "Well, that's good, isn't it?" says Maru, laughing a little bit, as if to say, to each their own. "Hello, the weather's interesting today, don't you think?" says Penny. "Why, yes, it is, Penny. Sorry." "What do you mean, Penny? Why are you apologizing? What is on your mind? Tell me." Heather... What the fuck? Aubrey looks into her mental notebook and attempts to discover whether she has given Penny any gifts recently, and she has not. So she's determined to do something, anything really, to help Penny feel better, and she goes off in search of some sort of flower or something else that Penny would like. She goes in the direction of her own farm, and curves off, to find 2 daffodils sitting on the ground. "I will bring these daffodils to you, Penny," she says to herself, reasonably certain that no one can hear her, as she's now talking out loud. She heads back down, straight towards Penny, hoping that she's still there, hoping that Penny and Maru haven't, disappeared somewhere. Luckily, they have not. Aubrey walks straight up to Penny, not concealing the fact that she's approaching Penny whatsoever, and just hands her a daffodil. Hands her not a daffodil. Hands her a flower. Hands her the flower. No, it is a daffodil. "Thanks, this looks nice," she says. It is a daffodil. Perfect. And for some reason, the spirits are pleased that Aubrey has done this, and have rewarded Aubrey with 100 gold pieces. Perfect. Ooh. There appears to be a call for me to reach level 40 in the mines and slay 5 more green slimes, Aubrey thinks to herself. Yes, this sounds like something I could do, she concludes. And reasonably certain that the day is pretty much over, that it has reached its full usefulness, she decides to head home and prepare for Monday the 15th. Excellent. Let's see. Tomorrow I will bring another daffodil to Penny if I can see her. I'm going to plant these mixed seeds right now, she goes on. I'm going to bring a spring... Oh, no. No. Adventuring. Well, actually, Aubrey has no idea why she's feeling so conflicted and panicked, because now that she has the 24-spot backpack, she can basically carry as many things as she wants on her person at all times. So she picks up a dandelion for Penny. She picks up a spring onion for Leah. She picks up a quartz for Abigail. She picks up a... okay, looks like that's all she picks up. Perfect. And then, let's see, does she have any more seeds? No. Okay, so her task now is to plant these random seeds that she's just found somewhere on her farm, which she will do right now. Holy crap. Jonah Bark just scared the absolute fuck out of Aubrey just now by walking into view from someplace out of view, which, I mean, Aubrey's on edge right now. Realizing that she has to do all of these things, it's a lot. It's a lot. And seeing Joan of Arc just pop out of the side of her vision like that put her a little bit on edge. Okay. However, she was not put on such an edge that she could not go to sleep, so that's exactly what she did. She went to bed. The next morning, it was raining. It was a beautiful day for adventuring, and she went straight to the TV and watched Living Off the Land. Oh, it's salmonberry season. Excellent. She watches the fortune teller channel, which confirms, yes, the spirits are happy today, and good luck is on our side. Fantastic. Hello, dear. I know you're just getting started as a gardener, so I wanted to give you a little tip. Most crops only grow in one season. When summer arrives, your spring crops will all die out. So, plan ahead. Granny Evelyn. Thanks, Evelyn. That's actually useful information because it's the 15th now, which means that any crops that I plant that take longer than 15 days will not actually sprout. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, fuck yeah. Look at all these tulips. The tulips have sprouted, finally. And with great joy and excitement, Aubrey picks up all the tulips and decides that she will give one of these tulips to Penny and hope that it will cheer her up. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Do we need any of this other stuff? We don't need the pole. We don't need the watering can. And we don't need the axe either. That's okay because the chest is full. Okay, so Aubrey is determined to go adventuring today. So she heads straight there, but allows herself to be distracted by picking up salmon berries and daffodils and all kinds of shit that that catches her eye. Amazing. She heads even further. She starts to pass through town. She sort of wonders what people are going to do today because it's the middle of spring, but it's also raining. She's not exactly sure what people do when it's raining because Aubrey doesn't care if it's raining. She doesn't care that she gets soaked through to the bone. She doesn't mind feeling the cold because she sort of grew up that way. It sort of reminds her of home. And she's quite happy, actually, to be soaked all the way through with rainwater. But she understands that not everybody's like that. And, oh my god, what about Linus? She wonders. I wonder if Linus enjoys the cold. That would suck if he didn't. And she sort of spares a moment to ponder Linus in her own mind. And she sort of tries to catch a glimpse of him in his tent, But she can't see him because he's probably inside sleeping, as it is still early. Really, really early. Unholy early. Um, what's the word? It is... It's like disgustingly early. Terrifyingly early. Unsavoringly early? Oppressively early. Maybe that's the one we want. It is oppressively early in the morning, therefore not even Linus, the cave dweller, is awake. He's not a cave dweller, he's a mountain dweller. Not even the mountain dweller is awake. That's how oppressively early it is right now. She breaks open a barrel, finds 2 cave carrots, and she's quite happy because, at this point, she's familiar enough with cave carrots that she thinks that if she sees cave carrots, she's probably on the right track, and generally associates them with success and survival and positivity. So she's very happy to receive cave carrots. Now, for some reason, this entire area is sort of illuminated. It almost looks like, oh, it's because there are lamps down here. Perfect! Aubrey thinks about it no longer. She is not suspicious at all of the fact that it is completely illuminated in this cave, because it's clearly just that lamp back there. That single oil lamp on the wall has illuminated this entire area. Perfect! She encounters one more slime, a horrific monstrosity of gelatin and squelching noises, and it slimes her repeatedly. Just 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row, this slime has slimed Aubrey, and she's really upset about it because she should have been able to dodge basically all of those attacks, but she's not really in the groove of it yet. However, she will continue on because she is confident that the longer she explores, the longer she adventures, the better she will do at surviving against slimes. And actually, with each and every slime that she sees, she feels a bit more invigorated because she knows that she hates those little bastards and will do anything that she can to make them suffer and die, because slimes are just the worst. In fact, just thinking about the slimes is causing her a bit of distress, and she really wants to stop. Unless she has to think about them in order to kill them. She's perfectly okay with thinking about slimes as long as she can use that mental energy to kill them. And she is accosted by 2, not 1, but 2 burrowing creatures, and kills them, and they drop amazing things. They drop an earth crystal and a cherry bomb. She is not sure why that one had explosives on its person, but now it's dead, and she has the explosives. So, honestly, at this point, an outsider looking at Aubrey, seeing that she carries explosives, might wonder the same thing. Aubrey, why are you carrying explosives? And she would not have any reason other than the fact that she killed somebody who had explosives. Her conclusion? These little burrowing bastards have been killing miners down here. These little burrowing creatures have been ambushing, like, tunneling workers, and eating them and taking their explosives. And that's the only reason why they have explosives. This fills Aubrey with rage and bloodlust because she wants to exact retribution on them and knows that the only way to do that is to just slice their little heads off like some incredibly morbid version of whack-a-mole, except instead of moles, it's those little burrowing monsters. And instead of receiving points and getting tickets like at an arcade, she will get explosives, the same explosives as were on the bodies of the miners that were killed by these burrowing monsters. And Aubrey feels that she's performing a great service. She takes a moment of silence to remember the bodies, to remember the lives of the mine workers, to remember their families, and to basically curse those little burrowing monsters. She realizes that if she's going to harbor such hatred for the little burrowing monsters, She should probably come up with a name for them so that she doesn't have to keep saying little burrowing monsters all the time. And then she finally realizes, oh, I'm gonna have to eat some things because I'm getting exhausted down here. And I'm also running out of space. So she takes the 2 cave carrots. She remembers now the last time that she ate cave carrots and remembers that nothing really bad happened, though she did feel a little bit of a rumbling in her stomach afterwards. She's eyeing the cave carrot. She's sort of a little bit dubious, not completely sure that it's safe, but she eats it anyway because she didn't die the last time. So, what's the worst that could happen, right? And then she hears the horrible sound of bees attacking in the distance, and she readies herself to engage the bee in combat. On guard, bee! You will die by my hand. Excellent. The bee dies by Aubrey's hand, and it drops its flesh on the ground, and Aubrey delights in picking it up and stuffing it into her pouch. Perfect. And this is excellent, because she has reached level 15 now. Oh my god! The slime was waiting for her. She came down a stairwell and found a slime just waiting in ambush. And it slimed her. That little... the gall. Oh, oh my god. There's too many of these little caterpillars. Aubrey's terrified of these caterpillars because she knows that they'll turn into bees. And she hates bees, she hates being swarmed by bees, and she also hates slimes, most of all. Well, she's pretty much recovered from the emotional, like, being slighted. She's recovered from her, what's that? She's recovered emotionally from being slighted by the presence of that slime, who seems to have disrespected her in the most significant way possible. And she realizes that she's finished her quest to enter the Adventurers Guild. That last slime that she killed was the final nail in the coffin of all slime, all of slime kind, as she was now a member of the Adventurers Guild. And who knows what that means, she thinks. Who knows if being part of the Adventurers Guild will grant me, like, exotic weaponry, or maybe, like, some cool, like, knives. Maybe I'll get, like, a set of cutlery, like a fork and a knife that's, like, really good, like, magically enchanted fork and knife that I can use to just eat my foes alive. That would be terrifying. Imagine if that were a thing. Aubrey goes on. If I were the kind of adventurer who just ate my enemies alive with a magical fork and knife, that would be terrifying. Nobody would screw with me. Nobody would have the gall to wait at the bottom of stairwells trying to slime me ever again. And I could exact retribution in the most efficient way possible, which is to just have everything run away from me. And then I can just chase everything down as it's running away. Too terrified to use proper tactics or strategies. And I could just chase them down and murder them horribly. Aubrey continues. She recognizes this... yeah, she's about to be swarmed by bees. Her vision is clouded with green smoke, and she knows that soon, if she does not change her behavior, she will be swarmed by bees. Terrifying. So, instead of going on and allowing herself to be swarmed by bees, she instead just hightails it the fuck out of there and heads straight back home because it's 8 p.m. and she's exhausted. And she sort of looks down at her fingernails, and they're chipped, which is just such a sign of disrespect. Her nails are chipped, which means that she's quite injured. She has about half health, and her nails only become chipped when she's almost about to die. She knows this because she's always very careful to protect her nails when she's fighting. which is pretty impressive actually, because in order to grip the sword, you have to sort of dig your own fingernails into your hand, into the palm of your hand, right, in order to grip the sword. So the fact that she's careful enough that she doesn't break her nails is kind of amazing. So, so for this reason, she basically, her health bar is her fingernail length, and like if they look really jagged and broken, that means that she's in a bad situation and that she needs to get the hell out of there. Perfect. She makes her way back to her camp. She looks around looking for salmon berries because she wants all the salmon berries that she can find, as they are excellent survival food. However, she doesn't find much in the way of salmon berries, and instead, actually no, she finds 8 salmon berries. What am I talking about? However, she has realized that she needs a second chest to fit all of her worldly possessions. She places down the second chest right next to the first chest and colors it a different color. Okay, she begins. I will have to sort out these chests another time. Yes. However, she continues, I do have 2 sets of mixed seeds, which I will now plant. Right here, where the tulips were. And she does exactly that. She plants the mixed seeds, and the rainwater waters them. She doesn't even have to think about it. She doesn't forget, though. She's still a very dutiful and focused farmer, but she allows the rain to do its thing and water the plants for her. Perfect. Okay, well, being 10:10 p.m., Aubrey decides that it is time to go to sleep. She goes inside of her house, finds Joan of Arc sleeping peacefully by the TV, and she pets Joan of Arc, who meows gratefully, and they both go to sleep.